Hi, my name is Jen, and today I wanted to film a video and share some of my thoughts on how to read books when you have children, and specifically very young children. So let's get started. First, I'd just like to mention that we are in a new setting. We recently moved. This is my desk, vanity, nightstand behind me. Back to the topic at hand. I think that it's very important to read books. I love to read to my children, but I also love to read for myself and my own benefit and edification. And I found that with children, it's really hard to set aside some time. I wanted to share some of the reasons why I think it's really good to read when you have children. I wrote them all down here. So I think there are some benefits for your children or child when you read. So the first one is they can really hear your voice if you choose to read aloud. I think that's really helpful. It's really sometimes kind of awkward when you have a new baby especially and you're not really sure what to do or what to say and they're sleeping a lot. So I think it's really helpful to just read aloud a book that you really enjoy, and then that way they still get to hear the sound of your voice. It's very soothing. It's a little bit of a bonding experience, but you also get to read yourself. The second benefit is if you read aloud, you can expose your child or children to vocabulary and language. And I think that that is really helpful as you're reading to them and engaging with them in day-to-day living. You'll expose them to language and vocabulary, but if you're reading a book, you can expose them to even more vocabulary, and I think that's really helpful. It just challenges them a little bit more and gives them a little bit more opportunity to learn more and more things that way. So I think that's another helpful thing. Plus, a side benefit for you, you get to say other words than just book and blue and sky and things like that. So that can be really helpful for your own sanity and mental health as well. Another benefit for your child or children is that you are able to model a good behavior. So one of the best ways for children and people in general to learn is through modeling. And if you are reading a book, then that sets a very good example for your child. I have two sons, and my oldest son is just a little over 2 years old now, and I'm really seeing it how modeling is very effective. He is copying almost everything that we do. If he sees us do something one time, he will immediately do it himself. He's starting to say more words himself and other things like that. So modeling is very, very important. If you're reading, then that will impart that value to them and they will want to read. Also, there are some reasons why it's good to read for yourself. There are benefits for children, but there's also benefits to you as well. The first one is it can provide you with a mental break and kind of a little bit of enjoyment for you. As you're a parent, there are so many times you make so many sacrifices and choices for your child, and that's kind of the job. That's what you're supposed to do. But it is okay to take some time and to get some enjoyment yourself as well and to take care of yourself. So I think that reading is a great way to do that. It can challenge you. It can be a little bit of an escape if you want to read some fiction, or if you want to read some nonfiction. It can really challenge you mentally, emotionally, intellectually, and I think that is really, really good. And sometimes it's really nice to just have a little bit of a break. That way you can come in a little bit more renewed so that you can take better care of your children. And in that situation, everybody wins. I also just mentioned it there a little bit, but another benefit is that it can really engage you a little bit more. When you have young children, especially, so much of your time and energy and attention goes to them and making sure that they're cared for, that they're growing, that they're eating, that they're clean. There are so many repetitive behaviors that you have to have when you have a young child, so changing diapers, bathing, feedings, all of those things are a lot of the same types of things every day. And so by reading a book, you're able to add something new and give yourself a little bit more variety to your day. So it's not just the same old each day, which can be really nice as well. And finally, this one may be a little bit silly, but it can also help you feel like an adult. As I mentioned before, with a lot of these other benefits, when you are a parent of a baby or a toddler, or I'm sure even later on in life, so much of your life and energy and time are just consumed by your child or your children. And so a lot of the things that you talk about and you think about, a lot of those things are geared toward your child and their interests in their day and what's going on with them. And while that's great and there's lots of wonderful benefits to that, it can also be nice, again, to just have a little bit of an escape or a little bit of time and energy that you're devoting to yourself and your own mental health and well-being. We also are still individuals ourselves. We still have interests. We still have needs ourselves. And so I think that reading is just one great way that you can take care of yourself and give back to yourself and still grow and challenge yourself. So I really like all of those benefits. And so for all of those reasons, I really try to set aside time and make a priority out of reading books. All right, those are some of the reasons that I have for reading books. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please like this video and share it. If you have any other content that you would like me to cover, please leave them in the comments below. I'd really love to get to know you a little bit more. I have a couple of other book and reading related videos that I've covered, including some recommendations I have for children's books, some of my favorite children's books, and I also have some book reviews that I've done on this channel. So I'll link all of those down below. I also try to keep up with all of my playlists. So if you're interested in a topic, I have created a few playlists there. So please check that out as well. I hope that you have a great day. Bye.